I wish that you could be here with me today. I wish you could be here, especially as we mark 75 years since the end of World War II. Remembrance Day is such a significant day for us as a nation to gather together, to be reminded of the reality of war, of the bravery and sacrifice of our veterans, and of the incredible freedoms that they have won for us. I find it incredibly moving, as I'm sure many of you do as well, each year as I watch our veterans parade into Victory Square, followed by those who are actively serving today, and then bringing up the end of the parade, our young cadets, reminding each of us that every single veteran is someone's son or daughter, deeply loved and cherished by them. I find it incredibly moving to hear the pipers play and to stand for that moment of silence as the bugler's call still hangs in the air. I wish you were here, but there's something so sobering and powerful to stand here and see Victory Square empty. No veterans on parade, no crowds of people gathering together and saying with one voice, "We will remember you." No children pulling at their parents' sleeves or trying to peek through the crowd to catch a glimpse of these great Canadian heroes. In our reading for today from John chapter 8, Jesus says to some of his followers that they will know the truth, and the truth will set them free. And they respond by saying, "We've never been slaves to anyone. How can you say that we will be set free?" If you know that history, you know that generations earlier, they had spent hundreds of years in slavery, and they have simply forgotten all about it. My deep hope is that we never forget our history. My hope is that we never forget the millions of Canadian men and women who served this great nation and made it the great and free nation that it is today. My hope is that we never forget that the freedom that you and I enjoy and too often take for granted has been won at great personal loss and sacrifice. My hope is that we never forget those brave Canadian men and women who have served in wars and peacekeeping missions and right here at home in times of crisis. We think, of course, of the First and Second World Wars, the South African, Korean, Persian Gulf, and Afghanistan wars. We think of peacekeeping missions where our soldiers have gone off to defend the rights and freedoms of people around the world, including places like Lebanon, Somalia, Rwanda, Bosnia, Haiti, Sudan, and others. And we think of those times when right here we've needed their help and assistance. Each and every one of our veterans deserve our utmost respect and honor for their service in their past, as well as their service to us today in the Canadian Armed Forces, the RCMP, peace officers, merchant navy, and reserves. They all do so at great personal risk to themselves and at the expense of time with their families. Many who have served return home carrying burdens that you or I could just never even imagine. And too many others never returned home at all, making the ultimate sacrifice on the battlefield. Their service, their bravery, their sacrifice is at the heart of every single freedom we enjoy. Jesus once said, "Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends." And after saying those words, he went and died for us on the cross. Our veterans have embodied that kind of great and sacrificial love each time they've gone off to serve and protect. This year you've been asked to honor our veterans by remaining at home. And I thank you for doing that. But next year I'm asking you to do the exact opposite. Next year I'm asking that you would come out in droves. I'm asking that each and every one of you, from the very youngest to the very oldest, would have a poppy on your lapel to celebrate and honor them. I'm asking that you would flood Victory Square here in Cloverdale or the cenotaph closest to you to stand together and say, we will remember you. I'm asking that you contact your local Legion and ask how you can support and encourage and be there for our veterans who've been there for us. Next year, I'm asking that you teach your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, that our veterans are true Canadian heroes and they need to be remembered. Finally, to our veterans, let me say to you, well done, good and faithful servants. We are proud of you. We are forever indebted to you, and we will remember. Amen.